welcome. This is the last and final episode of TSTC Season 2. I want to talk about the latest decision taken by the Modi government to bring in people from other sectors into the government through what is called lateral appointment. The government is opening out 10 positions at the very senior level, at the joint secretary level, to appointment for expertise to come into the bureaucracy. The idea is to revitalize the bureaucracy. This is not a new idea. It is part of the administrative reforms that the Modi government had announced in 2014, just that it has taken the process this long and the announcement has only come on the 10th of June 2018. So what's the criteria? Let me quickly go through that. The government is looking for 10 outstanding individuals with expertise in the areas of revenue, financial services, economic affairs, agriculture, cooperation and farmers' welfare, road transport and highways, shipping, environment, forests and climate change, new and renewable energy, civil aviation and commerce. Minimum age qualification 40 years as on the 1st of July 2018. Education qualification, graduate from any recognized university or institute. Higher qualification will be an added advantage. 3 other points that have been added here. Officers of any state or union territory of the government who are already working at an equivalent level or are eligible for appointment to the equivalent level in their cadre with relevant experience will be considered. Individuals working at a comparable level in private sector companies, consultancy organizations, international and multinational organizations with a minimum of 15 years experience will be considered. Individuals working at comparable level in public sector undertakings, autonomous bodies, statutory organizations, universities, recognized research institutes with a minimum of 15 years experience are eligible. Okay, so let's quickly go through the two sides. Those who are opposed to the idea of this lateral recruitment talk about the fact that this is a decision taken at a very critical time, just when you have about a year to go for elections or probably even less than that. Why should the government take a decision like this? So the intent is suspect. What the opposition allege is this is a way to get in people who have allegiance to the ruling party into the bureaucracy. And they allege that this would give backdoor entry to people with affiliation with the BJP and the RSS. That's objection number 1. Objection number 2 is what the Congress party in particular cites, that yes, in our tenure we have done lateral recruitments, but those have been appointments of very high profile people with domain expertise which cannot be questioned by anyone. There has been Mr. Montek Singh Ahluwalia, Dr. Manmohan Singh, MS Swaminathan, all brought in as experts from their respective domains into very senior government positions with absolutely not a murmur of objection from anybody, because their level of knowledge, of domain knowledge, can never be questioned. But then they allege that it's not the same thing here, because the objection raised is that you are recruiting at the joint secretary level, which is not something that can be brought under scrutiny as much, and it will allow people with political affiliation, with closeness with the ruling party to come in. That's the allegation. And number 3 objection to this whole process is that it isn't even going to serve the purpose of infusing talent or expertise into the department where they are recruited, because at the joint secretary level anyway you are going to be bogged down with a lot of paperwork. It's not as if your domain knowledge will get that much of scope to be exercised. So these are the points against this particular move that has been announced, and those who have worked within the government say that appointment at the joint secretary level to bring in a certain talent who will be able to influence top decisions actually does not add up. And those who support this particular decision, and the government in particular, of course, has been arguing that this is an extremely important administrative reform that is aimed at revitalizing the bureaucracy that is right now crippling under various bureaucratic hurdles. So it is to allow the government departments to break free from those shackles, bring in people from other sectors, they will serve as a breath of fresh air. And this is something that happens globally across many countries, in UK and Australia, for example, and it has helped bureaucracy. It has only helped people of various departments to get the immediate relevant exposure to various technical knowledge that people who already work in that department might be lacking. So this kind of appointments are looked at as a measure to address the issues with domain knowledge, with expertise that only comes when you have worked so many years focused on a particular department. So that's the idea behind it. And of course the government talks about the fact that this is completely transparent. Those 10 positions that will be filled up is based on strict criteria. The criteria is known to everybody, and once they're recruited, the list will be out for everybody to see who those 10 people are. It's only 10 positions, so how much of backdoor entry can you really do? The credentials will be there for everybody to see. And on the point of whether they will be stuck with bureaucratic hurdles, the BJP talks about the fact that this is simply the opposition's way of maligning the government, creating hurdles in any developmental, progressive move that the Modi government takes. And of course, they completely deny that there is any political motive before the next general elections in taking this decision.